Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Mayor Media Spotlight, December 2nd. Deputy Mayor, good morning. How are
Good
you?
morning, Mayor. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. I feel like we've been doing this a couple times.
Yes, we have.
So, real quickly, folks, we're going to get you up to speed on some COVID information. We all know that this has been growing and something we need to pay more attention to, especially the fatigue part of this, which is really important. So let's get right to it. December 2nd here, as of today, we have 5 new cases, bringing our total up to 305. I think it's important to recognize while these cases are growing, people are recovering.
Yes.
So that's important, and there are no new deaths, correct?
Yes, Mayor, if I may, I just want to reiterate to those that are watching or those that may watch, good news is, yes, it has increased to 305 cases. Mayor, we're very fortunate. We have not had any more deaths.
Right.
Of the 16 deaths that we have in Warren, 16 of those, I beg your pardon, 12 of those deaths have been 80 plus, 80 years and older, and the other 4 have been between the ages of 65 and 79. Why I'm saying that is, it's a fact, it's a stat. We have to be concerned with those that are vulnerable, those that are up in age. We've got to be very careful about that.
Right. Great points. I do want to also reiterate that our schools have done a tremendous job keeping our kids in school,
Yes.
kind of a hybrid thing. And I think the younger kids, maybe first grade and kindergarten, have went back full time. So I think they have done a great job, even through the high school, even though we've had some shutdowns or some going to the work at school at home mode. They've done a great job.
Well,
And I think it's important. I think we all recognize the fact that keeping kids in school is important.
To your earlier point, Mayor, we've learned a lot from
Yes, we
the
have.
pandemic. Our therapeutics are better. Our treatment for this is better. You may see hospitalization rates increasing in the state, but they're not being admitted.
Right.
They're being treated and they're being released because we know how to manage it.
Yes.
And again, of our 16, that's 12, 80 years or older, and 4 between the ages of 65 and 79. We've got to be concerned about the vulnerable.
Right, which is key. And to your point, there are, we have new vaccinations coming out, as everyone knows that will be soon, but we need to make it through this winter.
Yes.
We need to make it through these next couple of months, which is what we've always said when this first started. And when we recognized it, we had our first meeting early March, township oriented. We knew that we were going to get through this. We will.
Yes, we will.
And what we have learned, which we haven't at that time, was the basic hygiene, which is wearing the mask, being social distanced, and washing hands are really paramount and important things to do as much as possible wherever you are, whether you're at home, groups inside, outside. It's important to be cognizant of that and to focus on that.
Can't get lax there.
No, we need to fight that fatigue. Very important.
Yes.
So a couple new things with the governor's new orders. As of December 7th now, outdoor gatherings will be no more than 25. Indoor gatherings no more than 10. So hopefully this doesn't change and we don't go into some kind of lockdown. I think that he's probably trying to stay away from that. We'll see. But we're focused on our township. We're focused on Warren, and that's our goal. So we're cognizant of our residents and their health and well-being. Along with that same concept is the concern of mental health and isolation, which is something that we spoke about at our last township meeting. We speak about it here briefly, which is really important. We want to hear from people that may be isolated or may be suffering from, again, isolation or the overwhelming fear of COVID. We don't want people or residents to be in that scenario. We have resources available through our CERT team. And quite frankly, look, our cell numbers are available. Many politicians, and we're not politicians, we're public advocates.
That's right.
Don't put that information out there. Well, we do. We do because we're concerned about our residents and we want to make sure that we do the right thing. So if there's anybody out there that has any kind of isolation fears, overly concerned, I think the most important thing to do is limit your time with TV and news.
Yes.
Stay with the facts. The facts are what we know. Don't be overwhelmed by it, but there are resources for you. And that extends not only COVID-wise, but food insecurity-wise or any other matter. We're here to help you, period. Anything you want to add?
Well, Mary, you make a good point. We can't allow this to control our lives. I know you've heard that before, but it's just so darn true. Wear the mask, social distance, wash your hands, get outside.
Right.
Walk around, get some fresh air. We talked about that in the spring with our parks. Our parks are still open. Put a hat on, put some gloves on, it's a little more chilly, but get outside. Don't stay in that house and in front of that television watching the news and the dire news that comes out of it. Again, our therapeutics are better. The way we treat this is better. Our hospitals are prepared. We talk about contact tracing, Mayor, which I know that you're going to touch on as well. Do a good job. If you've been exposed and you've tested positive, text your friends or the group that you've been around. That's happened to me. I've had some acquaintances that have tested positive. They've alerted me. Fortunately, I have not gotten it, and I'm strong and healthy, but they showed me the courtesy of texting me to say, hey, I tested positive, just be aware of it.
Yeah, good point. And just to reiterate on that, our public health officer, Kevin Sumner, has said the same thing. We had an OEM meeting yesterday morning, and part of that discussion was, well, I asked him, I said, is this really growing leaps and bounds? He said, we don't know yet. We see the increase. We've been told about the surge. We do recognize that. But what remains to be unseen is how Thanksgiving factors in, how the holidays factor in. So we caution everybody to make sure moving into the holidays that, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, what have you, people are very aware of the fact that when you get together with older people, even if you don't have it or have tested negative, you could have it the next day and be asymptomatic, and then you're spreading it to the elderly. So something to really pay attention to. We want to kind of hammer that home. In terms of the contact tracing, very important. I know that people don't want to give out any information on themselves, especially when they're sick or not feeling well. We get it. But to the extent possible, you're helping others, making sure that they don't get sick. And or making sure that if they are, to get the right resources in place. So it's important. Please focus on that. If you are, please take those calls. Please speak to the people that are calling.
And at a minimum, if you're hesitant about that process and you know that you've tested for it, simply privately text the groups that you have been around and give them a heads up. They would appreciate that.
So, just to add on top of that too, there's the fatigue factor here, which we've talked about over the last couple of months in our township meetings. Very important. We all suffer from it. But at the end of the day, you really have to remind yourself as a priority to wear the mask, be socially distanced, wash your hands. It's vital, especially as we get into the next couple of months. We're very concerned about how our residents treat themselves over the next couple of months before the vaccination process starts, which I'm hearing is going to be April, maybe March or April for just about everybody before first line folks. So it is good news. Again, we're going to get through this, folks. We are adamant that we're going to get through it, and we will. There's no doubt about it. Since we stated the same thing in March, we'll have the peaks and valleys, but we will get through it. Let's touch quickly on the businesses. I know you've been engaged in a lot of the restaurants and what they're doing. I'll let you talk.
Well, thank you, Mayor.
Out there.
The businesses have done a great job. Thank you, those business owners in town. Your protocol has been outstanding. The strips on the floor, requiring masks, plenty of sanitizer. Let's continue that. Thank you. Restaurants, if we have to extend some ordinances for the outdoor dining, and we're doing that. Our zoning officer is putting together a package for me now to personally walk to the restaurants. We will be extending their use of outdoor tents and heaters for those that are still hesitant from dining inside. But let's remind everybody, Mayor, that if you don't want to dine there, use them for pickup and delivery, because they are prepared to provide that for us.
And other businesses as well. Local economy is going to suffer, as we've seen it already, and we made this point during our mayor's comments. Mayors of Main Street, actually, we were discussing that just in terms of the local economy that will suffer from these businesses not being supported by our residents. So it's important. A couple other things with COVID. We do have, it was just brought to my attention that there's a drive-through COVID testing Thursday, December 3rd. I'm sorry, Tuesday, December, no, I'm sorry, it's Thursday, December 3rd at 9 a.m.
Yes.
Pleasant Valley Park in Basking Ridge. So this information will be posted on the website. I do also want to comment, this is new, Deputy Mayor, that we and the township are going to try to organize a testing.
Yes.
We're going to try to do that. It's sponsored by the Township Committee, perhaps OEM, and our police. to try to set something up. That information will be coming out
Yes, it
shortly, and
will.
we'll see if we can organize something just before the holidays or maybe just thereafter. We also have information on COVID testing sites through Somerset County. I know nobody can read this, but at the end of the day, it'll be posted on our website. And you can also go to the county to make sure that you see these things so that testing is available. We always like to do things that on a positive note.
That's right.
And like we've said, we will get through this, but we have a couple things that are just a little different here. Please join us for the tree lighting, December 4th at 7 o'clock here at right here
Right at Town Hall.
Right at Town Hall. We'll also be doing a menorah lighting on December 10th at 7. So hopefully nothing changes. We can get people outside a little bit, mask up, maybe a little appropriate with some snowflakes, but we'll see.
You reference those folks that may be stuck at home, great opportunity
Right.
to get out. Come
Right.
down, Town Hall, 7 o'clock this Friday, we'll light the tree, we'll do the menorah the following week,
Right,
get some fresh air, like
Yeah.
you said,
Right.
enjoy some caroling,
right,
get into the Christmas spirit, the holiday spirit.
right.
Uh,
I kind of liken this to the 50s, if you will.
Yeah.
I think when you think about that, it's about, taking care of your neighbor, make some cookies, speak to your neighbors, get out locally right in your neighborhood and exercise. Really important. Get a lot of sleep, take your vitamins. Like, these, as corny as they may sound, I'm the last guy to say this stuff too, by the way. But at the end of the day, there are things that are really important to your health and well-being, and it's important to do.
Yes, agreed.
Anything else, Deputy Mayor?
No, we'll probably do one of these,
Good.
one more of these in December, Mayor, I know you're gonna
Yes.
speak about that. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for businesses and residents for working very hard to keep our numbers down. It's very appreciated.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your support here too, George. This has been a unique year with doing this kind of thing. When we started it, I think late spring. It's been important as another avenue to speak to our residents to try to get them information, which is really critical. I mean, this is like no other time, but we're going to get through it. Be kind to each other. We will be doing another meeting probably December 22nd or 21st,
Yeah.
somewhere in there. That'll be the last, and then this guy will take over as mayor, and he can run these meetings, because I kind of need a break.
Mayor, you did a great job.
Thank you,
It's been a
sir.
pleasure serving
Thank you.
alongside you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, folks. Happy holidays. We'll speak to you soon. Stay well. Thank
Stay
you.
well.